My next guest is a makeup artist, an influencer with nearly 5 million followers. She's also the sister of Louis Tomlinson and travelled the world as part of One Direction's makeup team, aged just 16. Well, now Lottie Tomlinson has released her new book, Lucky Girl, in which she's sharing her life story and how she coped with the death of her mother and sister before even turning 21. And she joins us this morning. It's lovely to see you, Lottie.
Thank you for having me.
Firstly, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm feeling good.
Okay, because baby number 2 is on the way.
Baby number 2 is on the way, and we're just so excited to grow the family and to give my little boy Lucky a sibling. I think it's such a different thing when you're giving your child a sibling.
And little Lucky, is he aware of what's happening?
He's just about to turn 2, so he's kind of like,
still
knows there's a baby in there. He'll say baby, but I don't think he quite understands.
Yeah. Not quite. He'll get there very quickly.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. But you called your little boy Lucky, and your book is called Lucky Girl, and there's a very special significance to the word lucky.
Yeah.
And that all stems from your mum.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that link with that word?
I think it's just always been the way that she was able to feel grateful for what she's got, even when she was really ill. And I think that's always stuck with me, and I think it's such a powerful trait to carry through life. And it's been a massive way that I've been able to cope with a lot of my grief, is trying to change, you know, really negative, sad things that have happened into a positive in any way that might be, even if it's a little small positive. It just helps you kind of cope and get through it. And that's just something I've tried to portray with the book, that can happen and you can get to that point.
And it's getting to the point, it's the process, isn't it? Because obviously you were just 18 years old when your mum passed away, leaving 5 younger siblings, all looking to you for love and guidance in this awful time within the family. And you really very much stepped up into that mother role, which was a huge undertaking for an 18-year-old.
Yeah, I think it was such a natural instinct for me. And I credit,
primal, as you described it in the book,
and I credit my mum for that, because she instilled this really maternal instinct into us all. And I think when something like that happens, you go into like a, you know, survival mode and instinct mode. And straight away I knew that the little ones needed me. And I wanted to do whatever I could to make things easier for them. And it kind of just came naturally, but, you know, it was such a life-changing experience for me to have that responsibility. And I think it really set the tone for everything else that's happened in my life since that.
Because then, obviously, sadly, you lost your sister, and she really struggled, didn't she, after your mum passed away? And that was another terrible chapter in this story.
Yeah, I think it was just really hard that we knew we were going to have to go back to square one and deal with it all again. I think when something as big as, you know, losing a parent happens, you never expect it to get any worse than that. And then it did. So, yeah, it was a really tough time for the whole family, but I think we've really stuck together and we've managed to, you know, come out the other side. And that's why I wrote the book, you know, so I could show people that in those dark times that are grieving, that you can come through it and you can be happy again.
And sometimes just asking for help and needing help, because really on reflection now, and it's taken you this point and looking back where you think, we probably all needed help, and certainly Felicity, your sister, I mean, she suffered with depression, like we say, she really did struggle. And really, if there had been maybe more help available, maybe as a complete family after your mum passed away, you do feel that might have, you know, there could have been a different outcome.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's why I've always tried to campaign for that kind of help to be given, because I'm really shocked looking back that we weren't offered anything, you know, especially given the deaths being medical. We were surrounded by a lot of medical professionals. So even something as simple as a leaflet and, you know, a bit of direction on where you can go for some help, I think that's really important, and I feel like that needs to change.
But you're doing a lot of work now, of course, as patron of the Sue Ryder bereavement charity. You headed to Parliament, in fact, to talk about that, and it's given you a real sense of purpose.
Yeah, it's been amazing to be able to work with Sue Ryder, because as soon as I started to get to a more comfortable place with my grief, I wanted to help people that, you know, are in that beginning stage, because I remember I didn't think I'd ever get through that. So working with Sue Ryder, they've got so many amazing, you know, support systems for people. They've got counselling for free. They've got grief cafes where people can just go along and talk to people that are going through the same thing. And I would have loved to know about that, you know, at the start. So that's why I really love working with them and being able to promote that.
Yeah, of course. Well, you did talk about sort of switching perspectives, and here you are, you've written your book, baby number 2 on the way. You're feeling in a much happier place now,
Yeah.
Lottie, obviously.
Yeah, and I think that was my motivation for writing Lucky Girl, because if someone would have handed me a book like this, you know, in the depth of my grief and, you know, tough times, it would have been such an encouraging story to read. And that's what I hope to do, you know, if people are struggling, it doesn't have to be grief, you know, everyone goes through tough times, then to read a story like that where I've overcome really tragic things that have happened in my life and gone on to be happier than I ever thought I would be able to be. I think it's a really nice message for people that are also struggling.
Of course it is. And also hanging on to the wonderful memories that your mum created for you. I mean, she was the one that forced you on tour with your brother with One Direction, said, right, you wanted to do makeup, go with the makeup department and go and learn something.
Yeah.
You end up travelling the world. All of these things came about because of your mum.
Yeah, she really set me up on this path, and I'm so grateful to her, you know, for that. And I've spoke about all that in the book. And it's, you know, it's been hard at times writing it, you know, the difficult parts, but it's also been really nice to reflect on all the good things that have happened and just the journey and how I've come through it. It's been like a really life-changing experience to write the book.
Of course, and those memories that you have also with your brother, because he was in this very unique situation, wasn't he? This like huge band tour in the world, and you were part of that group with him.
Yeah.
So the memories you both created together, it's just so special.
So special.
And your little boy, there's a bit of a similarity, isn't there? He's definitely very similar to his big uncle, isn't he?
Yeah, everyone does pick up on this. He's got like a real kind of mop hairstyle. He's got like a bit of a rock star kind of, you know, dress sense. So people do compare, and I can see it definitely.
Is he a good uncle?
He is. He's
Does he
great.
spoil everybody?
He does, and Lucky loves him.
I bet he does. I bet he does. And then number 2 on the way, obviously. So another one to spoil Lottie. And you feel like you're in a good place now, obviously.
I'm in the best place I've been in, and I feel so grateful that I've got to this point. And hopefully Lucky Girl can help people, you know, see that they can get to that point too.
Well, you're clearly a very, very strong person, Lottie, and to come through everything that you have done, and here we are sitting talking about, you know, there is life after the darkest of moments.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lottie. Good luck with everything.
Thank
Best
you
of
for
luck.
having me. Thank you.
Baby number 2, January time, we think?
January time, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Excited.
Me. Very excited.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lottie's book, Lucky Girl, Family, Falling and Finding My Way, is out now.